Here's the warm-up question. You're all at the campground. It's only you three left, as the rest of your inmates have gone their separate ways at the end of this little quest. And the second you guys think you're ready to leave, that's when you spot Mr. Red dead, the knife in his back, and
when did this happen?
basically written note in the ground screaming it was one traitor in the party.
Oh.
So what would you guys do? That's your question. What would your character do? Yeah, this is a what-if scenario. This is essentially assuming everything goes well.
Like, this is not what happened in the campaign.
No, we would have missed a lot.
I was like,
there would have been a lot of recap.
That would have been
you guys might have missed a session or two.
I was gonna say, what did I miss?
Everything.
Apparently.
I definitely lost a week somewhere because I don't remember missing a session.
It was a dream session. Didn't you guys get that?
Darn. Nope, missed it. I was having the other dream. What would I do? What would Caitlin do in this situation?
Probably. I'd probably just squeal.
In horror and shock and delight.
In shock and like back away like, ew! Like, disgusted.
No, Caitlin would give him a proper funeral.
Immediately dispose of the evidence. Gotcha.
I mean, no. Kinda. Should probably investigate. Does the knife look familiar? Is it decoratively detailed?
It looks like a solid piece of somehow carved obsidian.
I think she would try to figure out what happened.
Alright, that's 2 down. Can wait on Michael to get his answer. But with that, we just jump back in, and we are once again in your party is currently in the forest valley with the large tree wrapped in chains on the outskirts, the stones that you have all circled. And you've been given the direction and orders on how to properly go forward. So, what do you do?
So real quick, I am back. Leah would...
Awesome.
In that hypothetical, Leah would probably start investigating pretty quickly. And also loot the body, depending on circumstances. Which, you know, is part of the investigation process, and you got a whole lot of evidence.
Of course.
I mean, that also depends on if this is... It sounds like this is out in the woods, but if it's in the city, there's a difference.
It is. It's like, he's told, like, you guys all did a great job, I'm gonna go real quick and figure something out real quick, and that everybody at one point loses track of each other, like, within the next 10 minutes. And that's when you three specifically stumble onto this body, while the others, again, just slowly join you to see what's happening.
It's not stealing if there's no cops around.
Just so you know, if you do try to go through his pockets, cape, cloak, and/or boots, it is the scene from The Mask where he's being searched, just random junk coming out.
Very fitting.
With the occasional weapon, piece of odd info, and/or possibly something unusually personal belonging to one of you.
Oh.
Interesting. Interesting.
Like what type?
Still very fitting.
At that point, you just gotta steal the whole body.
Just chuck
Maybe,
the
like-
whole thing in a bag of holding, call it a day.
Hold him by the ankles and just like shake him until everything falls out.
Oh
Just
my
keep
god.
him as bait for any monster, especially if he's getting nice and rotten. You know.
Shark
Okay,
bait.
so
Sorry.
okay, so here's what you guys would have found searching through that body. Eventually, from each of you, an item you believe you have lost within the last 5 years.
Within the last
Doesn't
5
necessarily
Huh.
have to in the last 5 years. That's not necessarily important or expensive, but something you would recognize as yours.
Weird.
Interesting.
I would also mention that, very much depends on circumstances and what happened. And obviously, we don't know what the circumstances are with this hypothetical, but there
Not
is
really.
a chance
This hypothetical is just
there's
Leah
a chance
killed him.
Leah was the one that
100%. Leah
killed him.
100% killed him.
Depends on the circumstances.
100% it was Leah.
it's
Have
it's
no evidence.
weird because the only one who's not there is Mr. Orange. No, actually, never mind. Mr.
Mr.
Orange was
Orange.
never
I was like,
introduced.
Mr. Orange.
Like I said, Mr. Orange was never introduced, so you guys would know that. Mr. Purple's also there.
Still
I am
100% Leah.
I am gonna be honest. It's all good, but it did bug me a little with Mrs. Yellow instead of Mrs. Blonde, because I know what you're riffing off of, Siler, with this, and
Yeah, it's Clue.
no,
No, it's not.
Oh,
But thank you. That's a nice little comparison too.
I mean, kind of like Clue.
Heidi, Heidi, have you ever
Yeah?
seen the movie Reservoir Dogs?
no.
Oh, that's something fun. Next time you get
Ah.
a chance, I think you guys would like it.
Add that to the list. I've only seen it once, honestly, but I did enjoy it. I'll
Yeah.
want to see it again, especially with the added context. I was not gonna go with Mrs. Pink.
I was tempted. I was so tempted when you said, "No, let me see Slayer."
I thought Min would have taken that
something
one.
Honestly, I was gonna go with Red,
Maybe.
but that was taken.
Mrs. Red was not taken.
Well, Mrs. Red, that has some implications.
It does, and you are free to take or leave them as you wish.
I
Kayla would have
also-
100% made those implications.
Absolutely.
Yeah, obviously, Mr. and Mrs. Red.
Clearly,
I also-
they're married.
Had the image in my mind of hey, Mr. White. He doesn't have a Brooklyn accent. Why did I give him a Brooklyn?
I'm sorry. Now I need to hear
Breaking
all his
Bad.
lines again over and in a Brooklyn accent instead of his very much white trash.
Oh man. I mean, it's kind of similar. It's just a bit less reserved. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into to go down that rabbit hole. I can go for a while, I'm sure. But the Walter White jokes, because those are a
They
thing.
really are.
I think they were also spiking around the time that we were deciding what names we were gonna go with. Anyway. Sorry if I interrupted there.
Back to the game. Question, because you said we're able to see this guardian that's kneeling down on the ground, right?
You and two others that you believe so far, because they're the only ones who are physically eyeing it, with interest, as you are.
That was the last one in the Monsters channel.
Indeed.
Guardian.
Yes. How far away is this guardian from where we're standing?
Of the East
It is kneeling in front of the tree.
Did either of the rest of it, did me or Heidi see that as well?
You did, unfortunately, not.
Okay.
I want to walk up to the Guardian.
Okay. Just so you know, the photo, he's half buried in the dirt, so you've got like half the torso and the head.
That's fine.
He looks like a bush at this point, possibly a part of the tree as well. But yeah, you can walk up to him. All of you do see your friend seemingly breaking formation and just going up to the tree, the bush. Who knows?
Would we have another chance at making out what she's approaching, or it's just weird bush?
You see her going closer to the weird tree.
I'm approaching the tree.
Bush that's in
Who knows?
How close does she get to the tree?
How close are you getting to the tree?
I want to reach out and touch it.
Leah
She's got to reach out and touch
speaks
it.
up saying, he told us specifically not to touch it.
I am ignoring Leah.
I'd refrain. Oh, damn it. Leah's gonna try and, like, power walk. I don't know if I'm gonna get there in time, but I'm trying to, like, power walk over and, like, grab her shoulder.
If you waited for her to like to get to the tree itself before talking, she's probably got an action or two before you can get there.
Yeah, I was
Oh, let's see if
thinking
anyone
about
else has
falling
anything.
behind, but
This is.
I didn't want to take.
Oh wow, double twos. They are actually. You can literally see them waiting to see what happens. They don't.
Well, third time's the charm.
Reaching out
but
and
yeah,
touching
main-
this tree.
Anything to say? Just gonna continue to watch.
It is almost somber the way that she kind of just flatly lays her hand against this guardian, and she starts to mumble just a silent little prayer of protection for this guardian.
Ah, casting a buff on our enemy. Very fun.
I mean,
We'll see if
she's
it's
not
alright.
casting.
We'll
I mean,
Cool.
I know.
she's not intentionally casting anything.
I'm teasing. I'm sorry.
Give me a wisdom check.
Sure, I'm good at those. Not really. I have a 0, but let's
Oh,
try this.
Ming, anything you're doing in the meantime? You see your new acquaintance going up there against all warning and or advice otherwise.
Just a bit of a. I don't think you should just walk up to things, especially since this is indeed covered with chains and rocks.
She is
Just maybe
ignoring
wait a
Min.
moment.
I do not think.
It is way too early for this, but that was a 20.
Natural or
no.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Mm,
Oh, fun. Let me roll something on my side.
this is interesting.
Almost a natural 20. It was a 19 on the die with a few other things.
If it means anything, no modifier, so just 20.
Yeah. You are, and you can all see this. Her eyes glaze over.
Dear.
The purple. You've seen this purple before. Actually, one other person in your group who tends to almost never be around.
Oh,
And I'm just going to have. Can you just join me in the real quick? We're going into private.
yeah, jump up
Mm.
one above, is that right?
Lobby.
Okay, yeah, I'll go to lobby.
Yeah, jumping in the lobby real quick.
Fun. Have fun, you two.
Okay, hi.
Hey, awesome thing. Cool. You have a backup character, right?
I can make one really quick.
No, just something to have ahead. So here's the thing.
They're back.
Get back.
Woo! How
What's up?
scarred
How
are
fucked are
you
we?
now?
How fucked are we?
Funny you should say that.
Oh? Oh.
I mean, let me know whenever you want to describe to them what they'll start seeing, but for the most part, you see her
What we
go
all
into
start
almost like
seeing.
a standing shock and seizure. Like I said, this only lasts 5-10 seconds most, but then some other stuff will be happening, but I'll let her
Oh.
describe that to you when she's good and ready.
Okay.
You do also hear up on the ridge where you remember Mr. Red was, and you hear him screaming in thaumaturgy, "Are you fucking kidding me? One thing I asked you for, one goddamn thing."
Dear.
He's screaming all of this. He's not moving from his perch. He's screaming all of this down, but his legs have not moved an inch.
I mean, with him, he has not paid us or anything, so it's literally just a matter of go get some other idiots
I mean, true.
if this fall fails.
I mean, here's the thing. He's made it clear that while he could do that, the tree itself is the priority. If something happens to that, it's a game over on all counts.
Yeah. And you fucked with the tree. You hear us? You fucked.
She's done something. She did something. Definitely did something.
Oh, why,
I did
Kaylin,
something.
why?
Graham laughter.
Cool. You notice, specifically the only two that seem to have caught on first, Mr. Green and Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue is looking panicked and looking like he's ready to jolt over to her. Mr. Green is slowly starting to chuckle and just dropping into Joker-like laughter.
Crap.
Very fitting.
Oh my
Leah-
gosh.
I don't know what her reaction is or like how close Leah is. If she's like about to fall over, Leah's gonna like try and like go rush over and catch her. I don't know if that's
It's not so much as fall over. It's like you ever seen that? Just trying to think because there's a shit ton of Exorcist movies, but it's essentially that scene where like they're instantly possessed by something, and you think they're gonna fall or something, but they're just stationary there while they're, something's happening to them. It's that.
Okay,
She's
so it's
still
like
upright, but you can clearly see something is not right.
yeah. Is she like shaking or like what? Can you describe a bit more? Like
A little bit at the beginning, because as soon as she did make contact, that's when her eyes went that shiny bit of purple. But no, it does definitely seem like something weird's happening, and it's at that point that Actually, roll me a quick. Everybody here can give me, except you, can give me a quick perception check.
perception.
Yeah, give me a quick perception.
Ooh, 13
20.
plus 7. Dirty 20.
22. I also rolled a 13 plus 9. I feel like that may not be a good sign if we're rolling 13s.
Yeah. Another TPK.
Yeah, no one else here has rolled above a 10, 19, and that's the devil laughing his ass off. You guys notice he's currently, because he fell off his shoulder, he was wearing like a little bungee cord, and he's hanging off the side of Mr. Green. No, sorry, Mr. Green is essentially dangling off the hip of Mr. Blue, who looks like he's about to charge in to like help her with you. He's essentially hanging by his like little belt in his suit, and he just can't stop laughing.
Is there
He essentially built himself a little bungee cord to keep himself from falling.
Is there something happening in this grove? Are there any like phenomena that are happening?
No, that's
Okay.
something you've actually noticed. On the outskirts, you can now clearly see the visible shapes and oddities of specters that were normally like moving around, always out of reach, but always in sight, have all suddenly stopped and are looking in her direction in the trees direction.
Leah is going to like calmly trying not to like not necessarily be stealthy, but like she's slowly gonna start moving over to the chain that's closest to her and says, if we're going to do this, we should be prepared to do it quickly.
Indeed.
Ming, anything else? Okay.
Just silently and ladylikely shitting a brick. Staring.
Quietly
That's
and
She might
calmly,
be scared, but
freaking the fuck out.
the sparkles have not left.
you see Mr. Mr. Blue with Mr. Green on his hip immediately charges for her. As you now see that the ground around her has just displaced as large leaf-like, essentially palm tree-sized leaves have essentially just sprouted from the ground like a flower that just came up underneath her and is now slowly closing around her.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
know that.
That's no bueno.
Does
Yeah,
it
no,
look like
he's screaming.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. It's Mr. Blue and he's screaming, shit, 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 shit.
Does he look like he's gonna get there in time?
It looks like it will be close, but everyone else is still roughly some feet away. Only you and him are the only ones who actually did anything to slowly start going forward.
If I'm
It's like,
within
you got-
10... Oh, yeah.
You're with it's roughly 15 to 10 feet between each of the stones that's going around. The dead center
like the
is the tree. Yeah, so
Okay.
the tree is actually a bit further away. So you could like get there in probably like a turn or something, but you
Okay.
gotta walk it.
but it's like
But you two, but yeah, you and Mr. Green,
15-foot radius?
It's roughly, no, it's 15 feet from stone to stone, going all the way
you said
around.
10. Oh, you said 10 to 15. That's right. So it's 15. Okay. So like a 30-foot radius. Okay. Roughly. Maybe a bit more. I am not that quick at math in my head. 40. No. Yeah, 40. Leah will also let me roll to see what she does here. Kaylin, high or low?
Hi.
Okay. I rolled low. She is gonna just stay prepared.
She's gonna draw her sword. Bring it,
If it
Keelan.
looks like actually, yeah,
I'll
no.
free you by stabbing into the flower.
That is one way to free you.
Kaylin probably doesn't notice this. Min and some of the others may. Leah, or maybe based off of like passive perception. I don't know. Some of them may not. Some of them will. I would say Min probably would because I think she's got a decently high passive.
Yeah, I've got
the-
17.
The cane that was in her hand has been replaced by a sword with a very similar sort of design. Aesthetic. Did I share this? Did I send this already? Has this been? I don't think it has.
I think maybe with me, but I don't think they've seen this in action. So this is something new.
I think I brought it up with you. I think I shared the cane before. I'll send the cane again.
So that's now what she's holding.
You may have seen like a flicker of like transmutation energy, but there's a lot of things going on right now, so that may not be the top priority. She has this longsword at the ready.
I'll
Currently, oh yeah.
just go for it.
She's got it in one hand, and like she's actually got like a hand like kind of poised at the ready at her side. You're not certain what she'd be planning on doing with it. Stay. Sorry. can't go off there.
Oh, you're fine. I'll just be preparing a spell, I think.
Spell. Yeah, no,
I've got the sneaking suspicion the key to all this is going to be going through with destroying the tree.
there's a good chance of it. Though I am interested in what these spirits' reactions are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Do we want to just like advance time a little bit and see what happens with Mr. Blue hopefully rescuing Kalen?
I may have distracted the DM. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's what's going on. I see.
Sorry.
Messages, secret messages.
Secret stuff.
Look,
This is so bizarre.
her,
Things
her
are
secret
happening.
character's almost there. She's just setting up her sniper. Don't worry about it.
She's gonna kill Kalen by snapping her in the head.
And voila, you have your new card. Yeah, party campaign member.
Woohoo! Inciting incident.
Sorry, guys. I'm
I don't know
sorry.
why that's in my head.
Now you've got it stuck in my head. How dare you?
If it makes you guys feel any better, ever since last week when he showed us his picture, I was like, oh, Kaylin's gonna go touch it. So I've been planning this since last week. Not this outcome, but
Did
for
you-
her to go touch it.
Message this to the DM.
No.
Left it as a surprise. Nice.
Surprise for everyone.
Secret to everyone.
Okay, I've just come to realize that the fox and hyena heads make much better stoat heads than the rat heads. Okay. Wow, major breakthrough.
Do you guys want to hop in the other channel for a bit, or?
I think he's thinking.
No, just going over something real quick, just to make sure I'm not screwing this up. No, this is technically from an alternate source, so you can actually bump that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
coming from them.
Cool.
Okay,
Cool deal.
a lot more going on
Alright,
here.
then I am set.
Cool. Feel free to exit out of yourself. For Mr. Blue, it's actually Mr. Green that finally gets himself under control and starts talking in Infernal and seems to be calming him down, but he is right next to the newly formed flower pot. But feel free to tell them what happens. Do you emerge by yourself, or are you just going to wait for somebody to crack it open?
But did she get encased in a pod, or?
Yeah, these leaves
It's like-
sprouted
Kind of,
out from
yeah.
the ground like
Yeah,
flowers.
leaves sprouted out, and they were slowly, essentially closing around her. It happened pretty quickly, so that's why you guys.
Okay.
That's why Mr. Blue ran in.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking it was like just barely starting to form at her feet, and he was just gonna like snap her out of her funk. Okay.
Oh, I got engulfed.
You know what? I'm fine with sticking with what happened. I didn't think that was gonna be the case, but yeah, let's see how this goes. You don't seem all that disappointed, so
See, because what actually emerges is my
prepared.
new character.
She came prepared, guys. She had her backup locked and loop.
That was literally the first question he asked me, and I was like, I'm ready.
fair enough.
But no, as
Oh, you touched the
these-
tree? Do you have a backup character?
I've become one with the tree. Oh. So as these leaves fall away, and Kaylin's revealed, she's still kind of frozen, but slowly she starts to regain her senses, and as her body moves, there's these changes that catch the light, primarily along the arm that she had reached out to touch the guardian. There's now these branching scars that snake up all the way around her arm, up through her neck, and go into her face and the top of her head. And from the top of her head, there is this almost crown-like garland ring filled with these leaves of brown and orange and yellow, very fall-like colors. And she falls to the ground.
And I'm going to roll to see if somebody can catch you because he's right next to you.
Leo will slowly start approaching, but is keeping an eye on the spirits on the edge of the forest.
And he does it. He freaks out and he almost misses you, but he catches you right before you hit the ground in the mud. And he's lifting you up by under. It's not a princess carry. It's from underneath your arms, and he almost tips over. But he does catch you and slowly lift you up, and he's looking around to see if anyone else is going to help.
Leah will assist. If again approaching.
Yeah.
What just happened?
It takes her a second to come back, but she is breathing very heavily. Her hands start to shake.
Mr. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You see Mr. Green, just this jagged and a lot sharper than you see normally. Toothy smile has not left his face since he got himself under control. But Mr. Blue has just been giving him like this constant annoying side eye, and I think she communed. I'm not sure. It wasn't normal. Something happened.
What did Mr. Green say? Sorry.
No, Mr. Green hasn't stopped smiling that little devilish smile, oddly toothy. Because he normally only shows like his canines instead of like the rest of them, but they're all razor sharp and, like Alucard vampire smile is what he's showing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Blue essentially tells you, I think she communed, but it wasn't normal.
Okay. Listening in for Caleb.
Yeah, they're essentially waiting, hoping you wake up normally before they start spells, and or the whole.
Like, move her away.
Oh God! No, I just realized this is just reminding me of something else. And has anyone played the game Deadpool when he tries to wake up Logan after they crash the Blackbird?
Please no.
Is that what Mr. Green is trying to do?
No, that's just what I thought of.
Oh yeah, thinking that.
If she's not waking up if she just doesn't wake up for whatever reason, that might be what Mr. Green thinks of as a solution, is just the tiny little devil man just starts slowly slapping her awake. Hey, you wake up.
No, she'll wake up. She does wake up. She looks almost a little frightened as she looks down at her body and sees the branching scars over her arm. And then she looks back at the Guardian.
Are you alright? She seems freaked out, right?
Yeah, she's still very much freaked out.
Leah still asks.
And the more that she thinks about it, she starts to kind of panic a little bit more before she looks up towards wherever Mr. Red is standing.
Yeah, no, he's there and he's looking, and you can see he's darting from both you, your little group right there, to the tree, and just back and forth, back, forth. And now it's just the look of an odd kind of consternation almost.
Yeah, and
It's weird. He's not angry or yelling anymore. He's just looking almost befuddled.
Befuddled.
Yeah, and there's almost a desperation to her voice when she starts to right herself and kind of push herself off of Mr. Blue.
Are you pushing off of Leah? Because I think Leah's got
yes,
Blue's
she's
got
trying
one
to
side.
stand. She's trying to stand up on her own.
Okay.
They were doing like the Weekend at Bernie's kind of lift you up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie, but I know of it.
The chains. We need to get rid of them now.
Well,
You can just
apparently
hear
that's what we
Mr.
came here
Red
for.
scream of don't mess with the tree, just follow the instructions.
Leah, I would like to roll. Leah would like to roll an insight check on Kaylin. It seems like there's some kind of visions. Is this she kind of wants to see, did whatever she see back up what the message that Mr. Red's trying to give us of what to do?
Sure, roll an insight.
I don't know if I can get that specific, but just a clue.
Natural 20 plus 3.
Kaylin's pretty open.
Open book.
She looks resolute and determined, and I think every now and then you see her just stare at the Guardian with this almost protective gaze. I don't know if you could tell if it's lining up with what Mr. Red said, but she feels deep down inside of her that doing this ritual thing that we're about to do is the right thing to help this Guardian.
Okay.
So it looks like she's now she's all for this
Yes.
idea now, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Leah
Newfound
will...
purpose.
Yes. That's a good way to put it.
Okay. Leah will kind of give her, a nod of acknowledgement. Everybody pick a chain. We'll
All right.
do this in all at the same time. I assume. Will everybody? Are we gonna get a chain each?
Yep.
I think it was 6, and I think we have 6 party members.
Mm-hmm.
6
Need
chains, 6
One per
rounds.
chain.
All right, and just let me know what you guys do, and I'll let you know if it works. Assuming you follow your given instructions, and assuming those instructions were correct.
Free the chain, break the rock.
Free the chain, break the rock. In chains, we can do all at the same time,
Yeah, all
or
at
in
the
any
same
order.
time. Rocks,
Rock.
one at a time.
Let's just say, should we get a order for the chains and rocks, which position everybody's
I do.
in, or does that matter?
I'll need essentially give me a 1 to 6.
2, 3.
Kaylin,
and
I
just
feel
let
like
me
it's
know.
appropriate if you take 1,
1.
whatever we want to designate as 1. Min, do you want to be 2?
All right.
I'll
We're gonna
be
do
2.
this like a circle. Just let me know who's lining up where and who's doing what.
I'm at the northmost point. 1.
And then
Okay,
clockwise,
northmost
Min is
point?
2.
Is not 1. North Point is
Oh,
6.
which one's 1? All right.
Okay.
The one next to it then, that is 1.
Yeah, it'd be 1. Yeah, it'd be 1 to the right.
That one. I am there. I am 1.
Okay, who would like to be 2?
It's in general is the map, right? Okay, yeah. You said it was the one. Oh, I think Min was going to be 2.
Yep,
I
I'll be
think.
2.
I'll be 3. Or maybe we should spread out. I don't know.
What?
Let's keep it as this.
One, two, three,
One,
and
two,
then
three.
the rest 4,
One, two,
5,
three.
6.
And then Mr. Brown and Mr. Black and Mr. Green and Blue seem to be 6.
I assume they're taking that together.
I
They
would
seem
hope
to
so.
be, yeah.
I don't know how strong
Yeah,
Mr. Green is.
Technically 7, but yeah, the fact that it's 6 chains, 6 rocks, and 6 party members, 666, feels a little suspicious.
Don't worry about it, guys. Don't.
Yeah, it's probably fine. And we see Mr. Purple up on the ledge, or we see Mr. Red up on the ledge, and no sign of Mr. Purple.
I was going to say, like, no sign of Mr. Purple. You perception check if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. I'll roll perception. 21.
And you look around and you can definitely see signs. Specifically, you were able to catch a glimpse as Mr. Red seemed to be looking at something on the other side of the valley. But when you go and start to look around, you don't see anything there, but you definitely saw him looking at something.
There's something more to the situation, it seems. But I don't think we have the luxury of dealing with that at this time. I don't say that out loud. I'm just, that's my player intake. Input. So everybody, let's just all get the chains all at once, and then we'll go in 1 to 6 order.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I swing through my chain.
I am going to use Stone Shape to get the chain free.
Cool.
Nice.
Nate?
Let's see. We need to
Do you need a hand?
break the chain, then bust the rock. That's the order.
Just doing the chain right now, making sure everybody gets that first.
Yeah. So I'm
However
going
you wish to do it, just...
Yeah, I'm gonna use where the heck is it? Okay, yeah, spiritual weapon to cut the chain.
Alright.
Alright, so that'll be up 2. Do we need to roll anything for this, or is it just we do it?
Roll me a quick... Yeah, just roll me a standard attack. Is what you're doing. Or if it's a save, then the chain is going to fail because it's a chain.
Okay.
Alright.
But if you have an attack roll, go ahead and roll it. The DC is not high.
6 plus 7, 13.
I got a 15.
You hit it. You hit it. If you get over an 8, you hit it.
Fair enough.
Chain has a DC of 8 because it's a chain, but it's a steel chain.
Okay. Actually, yeah. Is this like a? What is there like? Any like cultural like? Can I roll a history check on the chain before I cut it? Does it seem like there may be like some particular like origin, whether it's like infernal or like? Is it just like
you can
fairly
do
generic?
investigation or perception to try and distinguish what type of chain was used, and or investigation to try and discern how it was made, and anything specific about it.
I will roll perception.
Cool.
23. No, actually, yeah, no, wait, I was right the first time.
23 perception. From this, you are able to see that it is rusted and almost blackened with age and an unknown kind of oxidization. which is odd because instead of going for that rusted coppery color, it's going black.
Interesting. Okay.
But it seems like it's very aged and weathered. It seems to be holding taut, but nothing, at least to the surface that you can see, seems to give any indication of where it may have been made, forged, or where it's from.
Okay. Interesting. Is it like angular, or is it just like fairly like rounded, like usual chain?
It seems angular, though it does seem to be twisting in an odd spiral.
Interesting. Okay.
Do I feel anything when these chains get released, broken, etc.?
As this domino effect continues, you yourself can feel almost flex, only slightly like a pulse, and only you can physically feel the gust of air that seems to be coming from the tree like a deep exhale.
Kaelin exhales with it.
Alrighty then.
I'm assuming the other 3 party members get their chains.
They all had their weapons and/or abilities at the
The 3 MPs, the 3 black, brown, and blue.
black, brown, blue, and green.
Can we
It's
shorten
funny.
it to, like,
What do blue and green make again?
teal? Cyan?
I love that color. It's so pretty.
It is a nice color. Favorite color. Very good.
So is it Kaelin's turn for the rock breaking?
That's up to you guys. As you are all made aware, there's only one rule to this rock breaking that you are given. How you choose to follow it or who seems to be going first, that's up to you guys.
Kaelin, do you want to do the honors?
She'll look around and make sure that everyone's ready.
Give me a quick perception check, everybody.
Okay.
Perception. Natural 20.
It's too good.
Plus 9.
19.
29.
Perfect.
22.
And as you guys are giving off these orders, you see that Mr. Brown has slapped his explosive tag on it and is stepping back and screaming out, "Fire in the hole!"
Oh god, oh god.
He did not wait for everybody to be ready.
Wait, so then do we start with Mr. Brown? Do I just go and run before it?
We gotta start with Mr. Brown. He is,
He's now 1. He's now 1.
He is now 1.
Mr. Brown is now 1.
5 before?
Just quickly double checking. Y'all were just talking amongst yourself. There was never at one point did anyone yell this out to anyone else.
I think the
Not like
implication is
this
that we were
number.
all yelling this together. Since
I think
all,
we're
like,
yelling
spread
this
around
across
circle.
the circle now because we're not together anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are like a good 30 feet apart, and
Yeah, everybody's spread
communication needs to be like specific and properly
Okay,
choreographed. Everybody
so-
just circled up.
out. Okay.
We wait for Mr. Brown's explosive to go off. Then
Yeah.
Mr. Blue, Kaelin, Leah. No, Kaelin, Min, Leah.
And
Black.
then Mr. Black?
Yes.
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 Yes, you see that is the circular order that would follow the clockwise instruction that you were
Yeah,
given.
let's yell that out so that everybody is in the loop.
Yeah, she will yell
Cool.
at Mr.
Maybe
Blue
like
to get
maybe
ready.
yell and or point to like, "Hey, you're on deck" or something.
Yep, that's exactly what she's doing. She's yelling at Mr. Blue.
You're on deck.
Get
You know,
ready.
I understand we didn't specify we were yelling, but that feels like in like a video
Someone
game
would.
when you have NPC companions that like just do something. It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't want you to do that.
Yep, that's exactly what this feels like.
Like they just rushed into battle. It's like we were gonna.
Yeah,
take
no, I
the
rolled for their patience, and that was an 8 and 6 and a 2.
Oh, great.
He does
Okay,
not
so-
give a fuck about the.
So Mr. Brown's going first.
Yeah,
Let him do
Mr.
it.
Brown, just, and he did so in a way that you all saw him. He very audibly and visibly slapped the marker and stepped back while screaming out at you guys, "Fire in the hole."
I just had an idea for a meme.
Have
Let's
fun
rock
with that
over.
one. The rock
Uh,
in the next 5, 6, boom.
yeah, I think Mr. Blue, because I think it's Mr. Blue next. Like you're on deck. If you got one of those sticky tags, stick it on.
Mr. Blue, go, go, go.
And he immediately, while looking at Mr. Green, he says, like, okay, and he does take out his long sword, and he actually does go for a strike against the stone. And for a second, you see his eyes begin to flash. His hair goes a bright white, and he strikes the stone, and instead of hearing a metal clang or thud, he splits it right down the middle.
Okay,
Oh,
Ooh.
good to know.
wonderful.
I think that means Kaylin, it's up. You're next.
I am going to cast Shatter on the stone.
Woolsies?
Blow it the fuck up.
Shatter.
Just remind me again, where are you?
I am in the
She's in
position that
position
was
one.
one.
Cool.
But we're doing 5.
Where were you
6,
in
1.
adjustment to the stone that you just casted Shatter on? As a
That's
rather big radius?
10 feet. So I would have
Cool. We're
stepped 10 feet back.
move. Yeah, no, step back just before you,
Shatter.
set that off. Cool.
Gonna give
Okay.
yourself tinnitus.
Yeah. Loud, but effective against that rock. Crumpled.
Min, you're on deck.
Mhm. Yep, I will take another spiritual weapon slot, and you want me to roll for this?
You don't, spiritual weapon, as long as you're concentrating on it, just stays up for, I think it's like a minute or
Is
so,
it
or
a
it might be
minute or
more.
10 minutes?
It might be
It's
10.
a while.
I'll double check the spell. Yeah, because
1
I think it's a
minute.
while.
Yeah,
A
1
minute.
minute.
You're still good.
Is it only 1 minute?
Yeah, so you're good. You don't have to waste that spell slot until you lose concentration. You can just keep hammering at whatever you need
Okay.
to hammer at with that spiritual weapon.
Yep. All right, then I will smash into that boy.
Nice. All right,
And you do
Leah.
so.
Do we should we roll anything? Spanish Rock.
For this, no. Your weapons, these specifically, you two noticed, they didn't seem to take much for whatever it is you did to them to cause them to shatter. As you saw for a brief moment, the slight glow of the odd carvings around these rocks.
Interesting. Leah, she's shortly after I think Mr. Brown was the first to go, so Mr. Blue went around that time. She drove her sword into the ground to keep it upright and at the ready, a good 5 feet away from this rock, and she has gotten this warhammer ready, and she's just gonna do extreme prejudice two-handed warhammer swing and just try and baseball bat follow through, smash through this thing.
Nice. And you do, like a home run. It is
Nice.
dust.
You're up next, Mr. Black.
Right, Mr. Black, last one.
Mr. Black just, gives a quick side eye to, Mr. Brown, and you're starting to think that maybe he, while not being told, may have been in on the original order of operation for this. Then just, it's back, takes out his Morning Star, and just one high up swing, and crack! And it just shatters. And as soon as it does,
Oh boy.
Roll initiative.
That feeling that feeling of exhaling that you felt as soon as you shattered the chains is replaced by a deep inhale.
Oh.
And it's at this point that everyone can clearly see what was buried in the ground that for some reason you didn't see the finer details before, as now standing almost 2.5, maybe 3 meters. Trying to think, or no, I'm giving my measurements right. But you're essentially looking at a 15-foot giant guardian.
Oh.
Leah is not gonna attack, but she is going to still have the Warhammer over in her left hand over her shoulder, and she's gonna pluck the long sword out of the ground.
Kaylin
How's
is
that?
beaming.
Oh,
What?
At least someone's excited.
Somebody's happy. What is her reaction? You said beaming. Is this joy? Is this
Yes.
Okay. Kind of looking expectantly, isn't it? Intrigued, maybe, at this. Intrigued, but also are we about to throw hands, or are we gonna be good?
yeah, no, you see this enormous thing, and I already showed a picture of it. That's what it looks like on its knees, and even then, it's roughly around 7 feet, and it's on its knees. If it actually did its full height, it's essentially what it was. And you can see that the tree originally is beginning to almost start to morph, to bend, to open. And you can see that was the curled up tree is now almost unfurling its trunk and its roots and its branches. And inside the tree is an enormous stone obelisk with intricate carvings from top to bottom.
Can we, these seem to be, I'm probably not a ton, but I have luck with this, but is there any identification of what these sigils on the obelisk are? Or what they may be for?
You can try an Arcana check or a History check, and they both be at disadvantage. The DC will be high.
Okay. I'll roll. They're the same bonus. Probably more likely Arcana, but yeah.
Caleb,
I'll
you can actually roll this. You can roll this at advantage if you choose to roll for it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could roll a history.
Oh, actually not terrible.
History or nature or Arcana if you want to. But your
They
roll
are
is
all the
specifically
same.
Yeah. Yes.
I got an 11.
So that was another 20.
That was magic. That's magic right there. So, Leah, you know that you know nothing about this. This is obviously native magic, and from everything you've known and studied, all this stuff follows its own set of rules. Some of them parallel to what you know, but others completely throw the book completely out the window with some of the other things they've done. So you know to expect anything, good, bad, weird, maybe nothing at all.
Bullshit. Who knows what's
In a
going on?
nutshell, this is. Do you say
That's
this
my
out loud?
culture.
No, but she definitely maybe mutters it to herself, but I think we're far enough
I'm too
apart
far
probably
away,
nobody
yeah.
hears.
But not for Mr. Black to hear, and he just gives you a small hoot of acknowledgement.
Darn those owl ears.
Darn the 9
I mean,
years.
he is more of like the divine kind of caster, so his powers come with like a specific set of instructions and rules, and there's
And a
no
whole bunch of
manual for
bullshit.
this type of shit. Like the arcane have a user's guide, but half of it is just make your own shit up.
Yeah. The rules are
This
literally,
is
I
like-
made it the fuck up.
This is like go nuts and see what happens, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, back to Keelan. You said 20 again, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Cool. For some reason, because this is never, you were taught this stuff with some of the basics of what it means to be chosen for the ritual of a guardian and its many jobs, and this obelisk, and what this tree that you now see isn't a tree, or not, no longer just a tree. As it unfurled, you see it becomes a massive arc, centered with this massive obelisk in the center. And it's glowing and it's pulsing. And you begin to read what these glyphs and wards carved not only into this massive obelisk, but into the actual swirling vines and pieces of the tree, as this tree essentially unfurled and then split open, making this massive, roughly 20-foot arc. And you somehow recall the purpose of this place. This is a gathering for souls, for wandering spirits, for anything that wishes to pass on. Either to return to another place or to the earth itself. Sometimes this only happens on specific dates. It's all going with the certain phases of both the moon and the seasons. This isn't one of them. This is likely a forced opening. And in that split second, you're also being told by this guardian, not so much in words or in feeling, but in feeling, that this has not been done in a very long time. And it desperately needed to happen to keep a certain order, balance from being destroyed. As you can now see that all of these spirits, the faceless wandering masses, are slowly gathering towards you. And they're slowly approaching. And you are given a very quick warning by your new friend, who's not yet given you their name, but they are telling you to be ready. By nature's natural pull, everything here will be sent to its next resting place, but not all of them are willing. Those that will resist will try and harm the obelisk and the tree. Keep them from doing so and let the gate do its job. This is only you hear this. Only you can really comprehend this. The rest of you all just see, aside this massive tree-looking ent almost, is just, there's now a odd-looking archway, a massive glowing obelisk, and what looks like an odd gateway that's becoming murky, muddier, filled with fog, and all of the weird spirits are now closing in on you. What do you all do?
Via probably tenses a bit, not certain of what to expect. Not necessarily, she has weapons in hand, which may not necessarily, I don't know if these spirits will have any negative reaction to that, but she's not like ready to like slash or attack any of them, but she's like kind of just like on edge, I'd say.
how far away is Mr. Blue?
Mr. Blue is actually pretty close because he was just one left, so he's roughly 10 to 15 feet to your right.
Perfect. I am going to walk over to him and put my hand on his arm. You tried to come and help me. Thank you. And she's gonna cast protection from good and evil on him.
Okay.
He can feel this, and you see a glint of recognition as he seems to mirror the gesture with his opposite hand on your shoulder. I didn't know if this was good or bad. He just told me that you were contacted, that you were connected. But I think we need to get ready for a fight. This place, something's wrong. I could feel it in the ground. This place was desecrated.
Kaylin
And it's coming back, and it's going away, and coming back. What the hell is this place? And he also casts protection from good and evil on you, while he readies his own sword. And the Mr. Green at his side just looks at both of you and says, if anyone can, I'd listen to the big guy. As you see that he seems to, out of the ground, a massive pine tree seems to grow before he grabs it. Halfway through its growth, rips it out of the ground, and you see it's beginning to furl and gnarl into a massive spear.
Kaylin
what
will
was-
nod her head. Yeah, that's probably for the best. And then she's gonna turn and look towards the rest of the party. And for the first time, she's gonna try and shout, because she doesn't do that often.
Okay.
Everyone, we need to protect the obelisk and the tree. There's going to be some very angry spirits coming. And they need to leave, but they won't want to.
Get them in the gateway?
Yes.
Okay.
Who are these spirits? Do you know what they are?
They're
People?
spirits. They're what happens when you're no longer alive.
Okay, they are dead people.
Your spirit has to go somewhere, and this is where it goes to guide them.
To guide them.
Are these spirits from hell? Are they just
No,
those are
they're
regular people?
well. They're not from hell. They're everyday people.
It's this point that Mr. Blue goes up to her side and joins her. I think these are just normal people, animals, things that have died that want to cross over, but the way they normally do it, I think, is this, and this has been closed for a while, so they're going to have an influx. And I think some of them don't want to go.
Mm.
But I think they kind of have to.
It's last call, and gonna have some angry people that want to stick around longer. I see.
And Mr. Green kind of snaps his little claws, points to you, and goes like, he gets it.
Kaylin nods. She does get it.
I understand the concept. I'm smart in magic. I know what's happening. She doesn't.
Cool. The fog
Good
of
analogy.
the fog of unknowns is slowly circling you. It's gone. It went from like 100 feet where you could vaguely see them. It's gone down to 80 to 60. You're currently looking at 40 feet away from you guys before you're essentially swarmed from all sides. Anything else you guys are doing in the meantime?
Let's see. Is there anything? Leah will preemptively cast Jump on herself in case that comes up. Probably not. She'll just have that preemptively cast on herself. If need be.
Nope.
Other than that, she is, can I say that she's like, she's trying to use like her intuition to like kind of listen in on where any of these spirits may be coming from, like what direction they may attack from. She's also getting closer to the tree, back to the tree. Everybody form like a defensive perimeter around the tree. Around the obelisk.
Okay. Take my position then.
She has dropped the warhammer and she's got her long sword at the ready. You've got spiritual weapon, you've got protection of good and evil. I think as long as everybody's at the ready.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then here come the spirits of Roya, Virtue, and V.
Oh, no.
Here's the thing.
That
You can
is a
slowly,
possibility.
occasionally these spirits will take a quick, almost visible shape. Some look like people, some look like animals. And almost all of them ignore you completely and just walk towards the obelisk in the portal.
Leah definitely has some questions on like how this like works, like in relation to like, is this how it works everywhere in the world? Is there like a different
This
like,
is
system in
not something
other
you've
places?
ever seen ever in history of ever on the
Yeah.
continent you're from.
Yeah, I guess what would the like knowledge of ghosts be like, or what would her knowledge of like, you know,
This only
the afterlife?
happens, supposedly, it's when like something happens that doesn't allow them to cross over. They weren't given their final rights. Some horrible tragedy just keeping them here. As far as you know, when someone dies, their soul or spirit should, on its own, be able to go wherever it wants to.
So like here it doesn't do that automatically, or like this is just to like cleanse the the souls that are having a hard time passing.
You're not sure. That's definitely something to try and figure out.
Now may not be the time for that.
Maybe.
Would that be, should I roll like perception, insight, something to like them trying to keep on edge, see where they may come from?
You could try a perception.
Ow! Stupid cat.
You good, Heidi?
And the first
no,
sneak
my sister's
attack.
Stupid cat.
Sneak attack.
Well, I jumped on my desk and then he decided to put 2 more holes in my red shirt, so.
That's frustrating.
Trying to give you some better airflow.
Oh, I don't know. This, the dice isn't weighted or anything. This feels like it's going to be a bad omen later on. It's another natural 20 plus 9.
Right?
This is the
We're
third
about to
time
get
this
into
session.
battle and I'm scared.
And we were rolling good, like, on Monday, too.
I'm scared.
It's gotta end at some point, right?
So, anyone else doing anything, like, preparing wise? Any checks or perceptions or anything?
Nope. Kaylin's just mumbling a small prayer again as these spirits pass her by.
I am just ready to heal the crap out of people if things go bad. But we'll do it in the form of face masks and pimple patches.
Get
instead of
healed, motherfucker.
Band-Aids.
Get healed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're fucked.
We sure are.
No, just double checking and making sure I have the right, stat blocks and stuff. Natural
Oh.
20, that was excellent, because you are in fact able, and with that you notice that the big guy at your left was tensing up or something. And that's when at the corner of your eye you notice that a few of the ghastly apparitions that are like slowly being walked towards this place seem to almost be slowing down, like they're slow walking. And that's when you notice the red in their eyes is getting deeper, brighter the closer they get. 60 feet from them, and they're closing. Last shot before we roll initiative. Anything anyone wants to do?
Leah will point those out. It's like we've got incoming, and she'll kind of signify the directions. Watch for the red eyes.
Nope, ready for initiative.
First combat of this party.
Oh god, that's right.
That
Well,
is
also-
correct.
I know we're gonna
Everybody
say-
roll initiative.
Yeah, we're good.
Doo-doo-doo.
Ooh,
16.
22.
17.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just put that in roll.
Were you
Hello?
saying something there? Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I was asking what was everybody's rolls, and if they could pop them into the battle.
Oh,
Oh.
16.
22. Are we all circled around the tree, kind of forming that perimeter?
More or less, yeah, that's the perimeter you guys have been forming.
Okay.
This is your Avengers moment.
Avengers. Assemble.
Does anyone say this?
Ba, 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 ba. Sorry. Leah will say probably something along the lines of, "Get ready."
Alright, that's everybody's. Now I just gotta make a quick order, and we can get started.
Woohoo. don't know about you, Crystal, but I'm literally considering my, what I'm gonna do on some of my turns, and I'm literally thinking of my actions as green dots and my bonus actions as orange triangles.
Oh my god, no.
Oh boy.
No.
I got the radial wheels in my head,
Oh no.
especially since I made Lae'zel a Battle Master fighter, so even some of the same maneuvers.
Really quick, Ming, what's your dexterity?
My dexterity, my bonus or saving throw or just
Just flat number.
14.
Okay. Then you will be going second.
Did you already apply that to the 16 that you had said before?
Well, that would be part of our initiative.
Yeah.
It's calculated in D&D Beyond.
Yeah,
I
fun
think it
handed
just
too.
was 16.
Tied with someone else.
Indeedly do.
Oh, it was to compare to somebody else that had. I see.
Yeah, someone else also got that 16er.
I see.
That's the fun thing about having a lot of characters. Takes a lot to get this order right.
A lot of initiatives, and there's
Yep.
some other things happening that no one can see that I have to keep track.
Yay!
That is also. Yep. Yeah, it's lots of things to keep track. Well, and especially since they're all, can't just lump them together. It seems like they've all got their own stuff going on.
Yeah. Alright, that seems to be everybody.
Ooh. Ooh.
Woohoo! Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Alright, so question mark goes first.
What the hell is that?
Probably
Yeah, I don't know why that looks like that and not is that should have been a lot different.
Why? What looks like that? Or are you saying the? Oh, because
The numbers on there that say 24,
like 27.
23, 25, 26, 27, none of that is on like what I wrote.
Huh?
Oh, Discord.
That's weird. Yeah, I'm also noticing.
Oh no, that was my fault. If you put a period next to something like that when you write things down, it thinks you're numbering them, so it makes it a list. Essentially
Oh.
going down from 22, 3, 4. It's a neat function,
Oh.
but it can screw you up if you don't know what it's doing.
That's frustrating.
That's
Okay.
okay, we get the general order.
That's the order. It's just not the actual numbers that everybody.
Yeah, just ignore the
except for-
numbers, go down the list for fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hopefully they
Yeah.
don't come up later.
And like I said, this was happening. They are still 30 feet from you, but they are slowly coming forward. They are only moving 10 feet forward, while the others seem to be going a normal raise in 30 feet. As the first few pass you all feel a chill down your spines. Except for Keely, you actually don't feel that. You feel a soft, gentle breeze just pass by.
Okay.
All right. Leah, you're up.
Okay, so just to be clear, the peaceful spirits are passing by, and because there's the one larger spirit, and then there's the handful of smaller hostile spirits.
You noticed a smattering of red eyes that you are starting to think are the hostile spirits you've been warned about, as they seem to be going both slower than the rest and seem to be retaining their shape, their form. They're not, going almost out of sync or out of focus.
They're more defined.
Yes.
Okay. And then was it just like a smattering around, or is there like groups of them in particular, or like any that stand out?
It was smatterings at first, but as they're getting closer, you're starting to notice that they seem to be in small groups.
Okay.
Roughly 2 to 3. But they for the most part, you've only seen 4 of them.
Is one of these groups or one of the spirits like kind of, are they still a decent like ways away, I assume, from the tree?
No, yeah. That's actually a good thing. How close are you all to the tree? Like, are you surrounding it? Like, you're all within 5-10 feet of it, or are you making a larger perimeter outside?
10 feet, I'd say. I don't know how to speak for everybody, but I think that would be like good.
Yeah. I think probably a similar parameter, like maybe just inside the rocks.
No, I think probably like within the rocks, because it's
Yeah.
between the rocks and the trees. You said it was like 30 feet. What was the distance between like the tree and each of the rocks?
It's 15 feet to the center, but each rock is roughly 10 to 15 feet around.
Okay. So like 10 feet away from the tree and then like 5 feet out from the rocks?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, more or less. There's only 6 of them.
Okay. And then like how far would the closest spirit be?
From you guys, from hitting the rocks, I'm looking at 30 feet.
30 feet out.
Yeah, and it just closed in 10 feet. It's only going 10 feet while the rest of them seem to be gliding in.
Whose direction are they in? Because that's the sort of thing that maybe a map would be useful for, but
For the most part, they're all coming in one direction where you
Okay.
guys are facing.
okay. So we're all facing the same direction then?
Yeah, the portal's only open one way, so they're all coming from
Okay.
all sides. They're funneling up in front.
Okay, so we can just defend the side that the portal's open from, and we won't have to
Yeah.
worry about like. Okay. 30 feet up. Call me a bit brash, but I think I'm gonna run up and actually, they're all. I'll go to like one that is like not like in the middle of this group, but like kind of pick one off from the side, and I'll attack that. Does that work?
Sure, you run up. That's 30 feet.
Yeah, kind of slightly flanking. I get a 40-foot movement speed, so should have a little to spare to kind of get over to the side.
Right,
And I'm
and
going to attack with the longsword, which I believe we discussed does count as overcoming magical resistance.
it's considered magical for overcoming specific resistances. Yes, it is.
All right, I will do a one-handed attack. I got the
Alrighty.
duelist fighting style. That is 19 to hit.
That does indeed hit.
Sweet. I'll use this damage. That is 11 slashing damage.
All right. And as you do so, you see this thing begin to. Well, first of all, it notices you because, like the rest of these things, didn't pay any attention to you as you ran up to it. Bared your sword, took a swing, and only until you actually took that swing did it, stop its slow walking. And you notice it hasn't stopped its slow glide towards the portal. It's still, even when itself is not moving, it's still being pulled towards it, and it is looking at you now, very much hostily. And it seems to immediately, as you finish, take a strike at you.
Yeah, I just remembered we're not actually trying to, kill these spirits. They're already dead. We're just trying to make sure they don't attack the obelisk. Oh well, Leah's a little impulsive. Leah is a blunt instrument in this case, at least. So it's attacking me back.
It is, but does a 17 hit?
17 meets my AC.
Okay, then that'll hit. 3 damage only. Remind me, any resistance to necrotic by chance?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, that's 3 necrotic. But
right.
I do want to remind everybody, you are still under Hero's Feast with those 10
That's right.
HP and all that other good stuff. So keep
I don't
that in
think
mind.
What was the
Right,
10
poison.
HP you got? I don't think I noticed. I noted down the. Was it 20?
I have 20. I don't know if that's right.
I'll just go. For
It should be.
All right. 3 damage, and then I think it's immune to poison, but not necrotic. From Hero's Feast.
Yeah,
Okay.
fortunately.
3 damage, not too terrible. Are there any other effects notable?
Nothing that you notice at the moment, but you do see that the thing hasn't stopped moving. So as you go to essentially take a swipe at it, you see that you did cleave a good piece of it. And it's slowly starting to try and take its shape again, but it is now looking at you, and it's become even slower. But it is still being slowly pulled into the portal.
Okay. Leah, I think, kind of pauses at
Anything
this
else?
point. Do I want to do anything with the bonus action? No, I think she kind of pauses and waits to see what the reaction is here. On whether these spirits try to move more towards her, because only the one is like within range of her at the moment. It's still getting sucked away, so she'll stay where she is.
Slowly being pulled, it'll probably last a turn before it's out of your range.
Okay. Like a full turn, like back to me turn, or like it'll be gone by the time it gets, like it'll have moved out of my range by the time.
Like by the time it gets back to your turn, it's already at least 5 feet away from you.
Okay. Hopefully we'll see. Some ideas running in her head, but she's gonna, I think, stop here and wait and see what happens.
Okay, then it'd be Mr. Brown. And while confused on what's exactly going on, he's just not going to question it. And he's thinking what would be the best use of this. Why the hell not? And you see him pull out a small hand crossbow. And you see him fire, aiming for not the one you were going for, Leah, but one that was next to it.
Okay.
And once again, it also doesn't seem to notice what's happening, but does zero in on Mr. Brown the second the attack was made. It did unfortunately miss, but he takes a second shot, and that one does hit. And like the other one, it does again seem to be slowing down even further. But it is glaring at Mr. Brown. But he did not, in fact, move up. He is staying put, but, readying the next shot with his little hand crossed. That will be all. Hayden.
So these spirits haven't attacked anyone yet, right?
Though the ones passing you, no. The ones that you were told may fight back, you're not sure if these are the red-eyed ones that your party mates have begun to engage, but for the most part, the big guy hasn't moved or become aggressive, but he does seem to be readying himself with weapon in hand.
I am also going to ready an action. If these spirits, I guess, get close enough to attack either the tree, the obelisk, or any of her party members that she's nearby, which I think is just Mr. Blue, she will...
I think, were we all bunched up in front of the portal?
I don't know how close we are. If it's within her melee reach, she'll go and attack it.
Okay.
With her rapier. But she'll just hold off and ready that action.
Okay, that'll be ready, and if the conditions to trigger it occur, it will happen. Right. Mr. Blue is on deck, and he will cast... Well, he's going to look around, see how things are, and he's just going to decide... It's going to cost me big, but it might be worth it. And you see him pull out an odd-looking... kind of, it was underneath his curves like a necklace, a strange looking holy symbol, and he seems to be muttering something underneath his breath before he essentially rips it from his neck and shatters it in his hand. And you hear him begin to cast out, but it's odd because he switches language. Anyone here speak Celestial or Infernal?
I do speak Celestial.
I don't.
Nope.
Yeah. Then you catch half of it. He seems to be asking for blessings and guidance for his compatriots, but half of the eventual spell casting seems to be stopped up because he seems to be switching from another language back to Celestial when he's doing it. And you can get up to 4 people with this one. Guidance has just been cast. And this is going to Leah, yourself, Mr. Brown, and Kaylin. You guys are all currently blessed. So remember that D4 for the attack rolls and save throws.
That's for a minute, right?
For a minute, as long as his concentration is not broken.
Alright.
Is my protection from good and evil broken?
No,
It's
because you're...
not.
Oh. Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
You do notice that it is Mr. Brown who saw him do what he did, and he gave a thumbs up.
Kaylin will mimic the thumbs up.
He does give you both a smile.
Interesting.
Well, will you get your little shit head out here?
She has a rivalry with this cat. It has been
At this point, maybe we should get this cat his own mic and his own little account. Just get him on here. I
Yes.
think he wants to say something.
This cat's gonna end up as like the great beast that Ballard
That's
ends
the
up slaying.
Other question mark. It's the cat.
Look, guys, I don't want to spoil it, but here comes Mr. Cat.
Is it Min's turn?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. I forgot to end his turn. Let you guys know that was his turn. And Min, you're up.
Alrighty. Sorry, I got distracted by my sister's cat. Where are we at? So we're fighting spirits?
Yes.
Okay, just checking I'm on the same page. Okay. Sorry, without a map visualizer. I'm getting lost. So, yes. Fighting the spirits, most effective thing that might cover a decent little area. I'm thinking Sacred Flame. Just a little cantrip. We'll see what happens. Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage.
So there's the spirit that Leah was fighting, and the spirit that Mr. Brown shot at.
I think he mentioned that currently there are 4 that we can see total.
Okay.
So if there's anything you want to do or not do.
Okay. Does it look like Kaylin has a control over the spirit that she's trying to fight right now?
I don't have a spirit. I have readied an action.
Leah took
is in front
okay.
of one.
Leah took a swipe at one, but it didn't seem super phased, and it's just kind of being sucked in. So Leah is just kind of observing.
It flared at her, took a swipe, but kept going.
Okay. Alright. Then I will just take a fresh one on whichever one is closest to me. And yeah.
30 feet from you, and it is slowly approaching.
Okay. I'll just let it come to me. I'll stay where I'm at. I've got a range of 60 feet, so I'll just go ahead and cast this. So it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Alright. Yeah, that's a 5.
Okay. Then that is going to take. Let me find my d8. My d8. There it is. It's going to take a grand total of 3 damage.
3 damage.
3 damage indeed.
3, and the number of the counting shall be 3.
Bum. And this would be group 3. As yeah, this would be a third group. So I think that's all the ones you can see.
Whee!
Nice.
Alright, and now mystery turn.
Question mark.
Someone give me a quick perception.
Everybody or just one person?
Everybody can give yourselves a free quick perception check.
23.
25.
11.
There we go. The luck finally broke.
Surprisingly, most astute is focused more on this current battle, but you two noticed something very much off in the upper distance, up to where Mr. Red was. He is now gone. And there is, well, you can't see it, you can clearly hear the distinct sounds of battle. A few colors of flare and some magic being tossed around. Something's happening over the cliff edge where you left Mr. Red.
Huh. I'm sure he's fine.
So, about that knife in his back that you mentioned before.
Hypothetical. What if scenario that couldn't possibly.
Good news is Leah has an alibi. That doesn't mean she didn't do it.
You guys
but-
have, as far as you know, solid alibis.
But will it hold up in court?
The court of the people. Oof, it's a harsh one. But yeah, Mr. Black. He seems to be taking a cue from his party member, and is also going to be casting Bless, getting everybody else who wasn't hit with the first round. So, being self. And I think that's everybody because, Mr. Blue nabbed everybody else at first. Actually, he's going to give it to Mr. Green just because.
I think did Min, because you said it was Mr. Blue, or was it Mr. Brown that cast Bless?
No, Mr. Blue was the one who cast Bless. He got everybody but Mr. Black, Min, and Mr. Green.
Okay.
Was not granted that bonus. But right
What about
now,
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown did.
Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Brown did his. So he's giving it to himself, to Ming, and he's going to essentially give it to Mr. Green. And you can actually see him when he's about to be hit by it, given disgusted face, and with his tail do a side swipe, and it somehow is deflected and hits the massive guardian. So he is now blessed, and the devil seems to have somehow redirected.
Yes.
Ew. Divine magic. Gross.
He seems to be wiping almost like fairy dust off his hands and tail onto like the hair and the side of Mr. Blue. Holy magic. Yeah.
Nasty.
Gross, man. But that is his turn, top of initiative, and at this point you do notice that all of the spirits, the normal ones, seem to have been sucked in even further, and they are beginning to almost disapparate as they now begin to enter or hit the portal in the obelisk. And there just seems to be an odd sense of relief as you hear countless tiny voices. Sounds of animals, people, creatures you've not yet heard of, seem to give an audible sigh of relief. And no one notices him. And you're up.
That's an interesting way of putting it. Okay.
No one has gotten the perception check, and, y'all are busy doing your own thing.
Yeah, I'll try not to roll a 2 next time. Hopefully we can roll again, but I literally rolled a 2. Still got an 11, but 2.
I was like, oof, 25 doesn't hit? Okay.
That's a pretty steep DC there.
To be fair, we all have like less ridiculous numbers, so.
Oh, it gets more ridiculous at higher levels.
I know.
But I literally have expertise. But no, it gets weird. What was I gonna say? They did move up. How far away from the portal are they now?
I know they've reached the portal,
Oh,
and
the
the
spirits?
one you guys have been, the spirits. As a whole, they're all moving forward. The specific ones you're targeting, moving the slowest. The ones
okay. Yeah.
that you guys have attacked or engaged with have only moved 5 feet, while the rest of them moved 30.
Okay, hostile spirits.
Yeah, but you also noticed that when they moved out of your range, you weren't able to get like a normal swipe as you would a normal opponent.
Okay.
And it
No
seemed to
opportunity.
cost.
Oh, it's forced movement. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. They're resisting. When I, like, swiped through, I wanted, like, what sort of resistance are we working with here? Can we, like, still, like, touch and interact with them just to a lesser degree, or is it, like, unless we have, like, magical weapons, it's based, or even, like, if we have magical weapons, it's effectively, like, we're swinging through air?
When you took your swipe, you only felt the bare minimum of resistance, but something was there. You're not sure if it was because you had your magic weapon or not. You could take a swipe with something that isn't, and see if it still works, but it's again.
Yeah, also just like trying to punch or directly touch may have some side effects. I think Leah, she's gonna like have a bit of an internal thing go on with something that I think we had discussed priorly, and I think she has like an idea coming to her mind that I'm also gonna check in with you. So what I would want, and kind of talking about like feasibility, like rules wise as well, like how you would rule this, like more in terms of, like less necessarily in terms of, like if it would work with ghosts, and more if this is something I'd be able to do like action wise. I'd like to try moving around the spirits and then using the coiling grasp ability, grasping tendrils, to try and grapple one or multiple of these spirits and then just like over shoulder like toss them through the portal. Or probably just the one. I think
You can certainly try.
You know what? That's fair. So yeah, Leah is I'll do it. Just see how that goes. Leah moves between the spirits and the portal, and she is going to. Is there like one that's like notably smaller than the others, or like how big are these spirits?
They seem to be roughly medium. Some take the shape of a humanoid, some take the shape of larger animals. Nothing bigger than 8 feet, though. Some are actually smaller.
Okay. And yeah, again, this is specifically the hostile spirits.
Yeah, the hostiles. And the other ones, the normal ones, seem to be coming in every shape and seems to be constantly in flux.
Okay. She is going to target then the one that she had made the swipe at before. And she is going to kind of, like, in the hand that is not wielding sword, she is going to kind of reach out, extend her hand, and out of it, the rest of you see, like, this inky, like, fog, and through this fog extends, like, this almost like literally looking like ink pouring out of her skin, tendril, like lunge forward and grasp at one of these ghosts. And I don't know if this is gonna work. It's a magical effect, so maybe. Thinking tendril, which reaches for a creature you can see. She's gonna get within 15 feet of it. I will say. So 15 feet out. It needs to make succeed a DC 14 strength saving throw, or be grappled and take some damage.
Yeah, that's another 5.
So 5?
That's a 5.
That's a 5. Alright, so it is grappled. It takes 3d6 force damage, which I will roll now. 10 total force damage.
All right.
I don't know if I just killed the thing out. I don't know how much.
Now, you seem to have it captured for the most part, but when the spikes do come out, as the vines do originally immobilize it, you see that it does in fact disapparate, and it does come loose from your vines as it does so.
Okay.
But it instead of
It's not vines,
disappearing,
but yeah.
or not vines, but
Yeah.
essentially what you used, it essentially starts floating up into a bit higher into the sky. It seems to no longer be being pulled, but it is just, kind of wafting into the air.
So, does it still have like those red eyes? Does it still appear hostile? And it's just like floating up in the air now?
Right now, it just seems to be floating up in the air. You can't really see eyes. It's kind of lost its form. It just seems to be almost broiling. Instead of it's lost the pull that has been going at it for right.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know. All right. Leah will. That is her turn. If the creature has disappeared, those like tendrils kind of pull back into her form. Okay, not what I had in mind, but that'll do, I guess. That's her turn.
Alright. Mr. Brown is next, and he seems to be following your lead of just hit it till it dies, I guess.
And not what I had in mind. Could I try that again? I don't know if we're ruling that the force damage is like that always happens, or if I can avoid. Because my intention there again was to try and like yank it through the portal, like force it to go through the portal.
That'll be a different kind of check, and if you, because that was done more for the damage you rolled for.
Okay. Yeah, I did just the standard grasping tendrils, like in the thing stat block, but I think we had discussed like being a bit more open-ended with what it could do.
Well, no, that's the thing. Did you want to damage it or not? Because you have the option of choosing not to. You can choose not to, but that if you did damage it, that's what happened.
I mean, if Leah, she doesn't really understand the entirety of how this works, so I'm gonna roll like odd. I'll leave it as damage, and even I'll say that she was aware enough to like not damage it, so she could yank it through the portal. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, sure. Roll it up.
All right. That was odd, so it did. Hopefully next time.
It is a broiling little cloud up a little higher. It's only roughly 15 feet up in the air, though.
Okay.
But it's no longer being pulled.
Maybe I could kill it a third time. I'm kidding. I'm sorry, bad joke.
So
Okay,
Mr.
Mr.
Brown's
Brown.
turn.
Yeah, and like I said, he sees it happen. Okay, and he sees looks like a good idea. Let's do it. And he fires. And both of them hit this time. That damage rolled, and the second one is now smoke as well, actually. Now joining and actually fusing with the small cloud above that seems to just be continuously broiling and roiling. At least you guys are doing it at range. You're doing it at range, not in range.
I don't know
Oh,
if
we'll
that
see how
cloud's
that
a
goes.
good thing.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Caitlin, you're up.
Okay, so I want to see if that cloud's a good thing or not.
Fair enough.
How would you like to go about that? You can try and get a feel for it. Maybe I don't know. How do you want to do this?
Can I ask the Guardian?
You sure can.
I do. I want to ask the Guardian if
You are also
That-
where you can. There's a specific language you can now speak to him that he will likely understand.
perfect. In my native mother tongue that even I didn't know until this very moment, I will speak to this Guardian and ask him if this cloud is something we should be concerned about.
His answer is yes and no.
What part is yes and what part is no?
It's lost its tether, but it will come back stronger the next cycle.
Is there a time limit for cycles? When does the next cycle start?
And he just points up into the sky at the moon. And it's currently a perfect crescent.
Okay. She will yell out to Leah and Mr. Brown. Don't destroy the spirits. You're just going to make them stronger when they come back.
Got it.
Alright. I can say that talking could have been like your free interaction or talking. Anything you'd like to do with your action?
No. I'm thinking, no. I'm just gonna ready it again. Same parameters.
Alright, and going down the line, Mr. Balu and Ming, you're on deck.
Okay. So again, I'll go for the spirit nearest to me. Oh, hush, Fran.
You see that Mr. Blue is actually going to take Kalen's lead, and he's just going to ready his own attack once they're close enough to the actual publicist.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go for another one of Sacred Flame, but we're gonna cast this. Yeah, okay, only at the current level. Dexterity saving through. Granny, come here, bub.
Alright. That's a 7.
Okay.
Hmm.
And That will be 7 damage.
And with that, a third disapparates and joins the now large, swirling funnel cloud of broiling etherealness in the sky.
I don't know if the next cycle is referring to like the next like lunar cycle that this is going to happen on, but or if it's going to be like just we're going to have another wave coming in a few minutes.
No one's asked Kaylin.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is all happening within 6 seconds, so
I think all she said was that they're gonna come back stronger. I don't think she mentioned anything about a cycle.
okay.
Yeah, no, they had a weird conversation in odd language you couldn't really get.
Yeah, don't understand tree.
Eh.
I do not
Somebody's
speak
gotta learn.
Lorax.
Speak int.
There's some interesting nuances. It takes a lot to get.
So are you like the Lorax now? I'm sorry.
Oh my
I
God,
mean,
am.
did
I
someone
speak to
chop
the
a tree and she pop up?
Hurt these trees, I break your knees.
The trees are speaking Vietnamese.
Question mark's turn.
Question marks turn indeed.
Should we roll another round of perception checks, or?
If you'd like, you are free to do so.
Sure.
Oh, unnatural 20.
I rolled the opposite of a 2. I rolled an 18. With my bonus, that is a 27.
Alrighty, Ming, you gonna go for it?
Yeah.
Perception check if you choose.
$17 plus 7. 24.
Excellent, and all of you can very clearly see a small little light show. Only lasted 2-3 seconds, but you definitely heard a woman screaming for a second.
Huh.
And what direction was that coming from?
You can only assume it was a woman screaming. It was very high pitched.
Mr. Red.
Like a yelp, just a loud, high pitched yelp.
I'm calling dibs now. It's Mr. Purple, or it's either Mr. Purple or Mr. Red. I'm assuming.
Virtue,
Mr. Red.
no!
Maybe it's them. What direction is that coming from?
Up on the cliffside where you last saw Mr. Red, he was no longer there.
Okay. When it gets back to my turn, I will check in if I should check that out. But
Yeah. Alright, Mr. Black, and trying to take cue, but also heard that killing them makes them stronger, is what you said?
Yes.
he's got a Goku mentality and wants a fair fight.
Finally,
He
a
rolled, and
challenge.
he's actually a lot smarter than people think, because he's thinking, our job is to keep them from hurting this while they pass on. So I just need to distract them while they pass on.
Okay.
And he casts some. And you see at his side, as he readies his own Morning Star, a spiritual weapon, which is in fact a gauntlet. Seems like it's ready to bring the smack down, but it's not moving.
WWE gauntlets?
Hmm.
They don't use gauntlets in WWE. What am I saying?
And here goes Mr. Black with a steel chair.
And it turns into a steel chair.
WWE SmackDown.
Oh, great.
Owlbear
Okay.
from the top rope.
Oh no.
So is he distracting these spirits with this smackdown?
No, he seems to be almost readying. If you didn't know any better, it looks like a push maneuver. Like, instead of it going for a punch, it's going for a shove of some sort, but it's waiting for them to get closer.
Oh, okay.
Creative option you could use for a spiritual weapon.
And just to quickly think any discussions, you've lost 3 out of the 3 groups of 3 and 2. So there's still roughly
More
6
than
left.
4. Okay, there's more than the. Okay.
You know, the four were the groups, but individually in each of the groups,
Okay.
there's anywhere from 2 to 3.
Okay.
Okay, so about 7
So about
individually left.
Yeah, they're the ones that, if following the original advice of this guy, we need to keep them from messing with the portal while it sucks them in.
Hehe. Okay. Other question mark's turn.
Yeah, other question mark's turn. And as the turn goes, and another large group of them is slowly being absorbed and evaporated into this odd-looking obelisk portal.
Okay.
And they're all just getting closer.
Alright.
And the first one is out. And this time, instead of a woman's yelp, there is a massive pillar of purple light that just flashes for a second over by the cliffside.
Okay. Is it Leah's turn now?
It is.
Leah's gonna turn to the 5 other members of this group here and ask, I can get there decently quickly. Will you all be alright taking care of this if I go and check that out?
Kaylin nod.
I think so.
I had already preemptively cast Jump on myself. I don't know how far it is to the cliff or where the commotion is going. The scream and the pillar of fire, they came from the same direction, right?
Yes.
I am going to run in that direction using boots of climbing and springing to scale the cliff as needed. And depending on how far that'll take me, I will
Give me a
dash
quick
and use my
acrobatics or athletics
Acrobatics?
or what.
Okay. I will use acrobatics.
Ooh, 25.
What resources would I have?
And with that, it takes almost all of your movement to get from where you are to where the actual thing happens, but you have roughly 10 feet left when you hit up the cliff edge, and you notice that deeper into the woods, not where you came in through, but roughly to the side into the brush, something big is going down, and you see the silhouette and outline of another massive entity over there. You're not sure if it's another guardian or another creature of some sort, but you can clearly see there's something going down brawl-wise.
Is that using my action dash and bonus action dash since I'm a monk? Or is that just with my base movement to get up the cliff?
That was with your... doing that was your action. You still have your bonus.
Okay. And then I also do have the 40-foot movement speed, so I have increased movement speed. Can I make out, like, what exactly is going on from here, or is it?
You can roll for it, but you can stop to try and do that, or you can just go forward and go into it.
How far away am I?
You're not entirely sure, but you think you could probably make it into the, if not into like to the direct outskirts of the fray, to a good portion to see what's up, to essentially get a good vantage point of the situation, unless you're trying to run in to enter it.
Okay. As a side note, and we can determine this now, but I also just want to bring this up in case you want like a week to, prepare descriptions and whatnot. We're probably going to want to wrap up pretty soon for the evening.
And roughly the next turn is going to be our last little thing before something happens.
Okay. So I have to choose between perceiving or running in?
Yeah, because you've already used sort of been the action to go up and run up the thing.
Okay. Yeah, no, I will, I'm just gonna run headlong in. Try and, like, slow down a little bit before I, like, get literally in the middle of the fray. Like, I'm not, like, head down, like, charging in, like, gonna, headbutt somebody or anybody, but I'm gonna just run in and see what's going on.
Yeah, you can clearly see it is Mr. Red and Mr. Purple, and they are currently battling two cloaked individuals, hooded and cloaked, and a massive looking... You're not sure if it's a possible guardian or just something else entirely. It is big, menacing, and giving off a very dark.
Okay. I assume probably if I'm not able...
it'll be in monster.
Oh, it'll be showing up in there? Okay. Should I roll anything to, like, recognize, like, the rogue
You don't.
figure? Like,
There's no need. For the rogue figures, those, nothing you can see from this distance, and this stuff is just plain cloaks. There's no insignias or anything.
Okay. And I can't, like, see, like, anything from underneath the cloaks?
Nothing of any description.
Okay. Yeah. I have other questions, but that may be worth asking next turn. Have they seen me? Am I like...
They do not seem to have spotted you. They're very much focusing on their current team.
Okay. Then I think that is using up all of her resources. So that's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, Alien, you're up.
I mean, they're not hostile toward them yet, so she's still gonna wait.
Right, so just hold your turn. If they make an aggressive move for the obelisk or the tree portal, that's when you're gonna smack them, right?
Yep. Either any of her allies, so the Guardian or party members, or the obelisk. She'll go and smack.
Alrighty. And Main, you're on deck. Mr. Blue seems to be following your lead.
Okay.
Min, what do you got?
Let's see. We're gonna pull out spiritual weapon again, and go ahead and roll to attack the nearest spirit. 16 plus 7.
That will it.
23. All right. And 1d8 plus 4. 7 plus 4, 11 damage.
And a large. Well, it definitely seems to have taken a big hit as they get closer, and they do seem to start dissipating a bit, but he's still holding itself together. But you saw it, felt it. Most definitely felt it.
All right.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I think that's all.
Alrighty then, and it is back to other question mark, which technically we now know what they are, just not who. And it is at this point that the two cloaked individuals both seem to take aim at Mr. Red and Mr. Purple. But only one person can actually see what's going on, and I'll let Leela know what she saw when she gets back. As projectiles are being fired, but they seem to miss. And Mr. Black, on his turn, he does seem to turn and ask a question to everybody. So, are we waiting for them to get close to pass, or are we taking them out now? Hey, welcome back. What you saw during the second question mark's turn was the two cloaked figures essentially fire out blasts of purplish energy at Mr. Purple and Mr. Red. They were able to successfully evade it, but you saw them getting hit with a few. It was a small little barrage of roughly 3 blasts.
Each or in total?
Each.
Okay. Alright. So, Eldritch Blast? Or Magic Missile? Or maybe something else.
Who knows? It might be something else, might have been that exact thing. Might have been an illusion, they might just be playing a trick on you. Make you think something's about to hit you and make you dodge. It was nothing.
This is all a big prank.
Simulation the whole time. Each of your characters just takes off the nerve gear and just gives it to the next guy. You see them, look around the cool arcade they're visiting that day as they walk.
Cool simulation, guys.
Alright, that was fun.
Yeah. Game's totally worth $5 a pop. Feels like you're in there for weeks.
Yeah. Jam-packed.
In response to Mr. Black's question, I think Kaylin will kind of look between the spirits and look towards the direction that Leah ran off to. why don't you go after Leah? I can stay behind and shepherd these guys in.
And he will give you a nod, and he will then, with all of his movement and his action, he will jump and take off and begin to fly.
Fools.
And he is a bit away from you, but he does see you again, Leah, from behind. You notice that Mr. Black has reached the cliffside and jumped up, but that seems to be as far as he can go for this turn. But he does see you and does notice the fight taking place on the other side.
Alright. What's going on?
Indeedly do. And for the next full round up top, and that's when you notice that they are now finally in range of the obelisk and the tree. And it's at this point that they each try to take a swipe. This would trigger the held actions for the three of you.
Yeah.
And actually, no. Technically only
Two of
two.
us.
Yeah, Mr. Black went to go do something else.
Yep.
Actually, no, three of you, because the big guy is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So everybody, give me your attacks.
Or cats?
Attacks for the people that help their actions.
Yes, your
Attacks,
cats. I
okay.
need all of your cats.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
did not
I
hear
just
of
need-
anywhere.
Give us
17.
your
attacks.
cat.
Give me the 17. That will definitely hit. Only one attack. Just tell me how many you're making.
It's just one attack. So yeah, one attack.
Just one attack. Cool.
Is there anyone else within melee range of these spirits? I'm assuming because a couple of us.
There's, for the most part, there is only, because you guys just said you were taking like roughly the inner circle of the
Mm-hmm.
stone rings. Yes.
Yeah.
Then it's just you guys, but you've given yourself roughly like the 5 to 10 feet, courtesy distance to not get in each other's way.
Okay. I just need to know if it would be if I would add sneak attack damage.
You can.
Cool.
It's very much flanked and you're within some feet of snappers. Mr. Blue specifically, because he's essentially mimicking you.
15 points of damage.
Oof, and with that, following similarly to how the others who seem to be drifting off into the sky, yours is disapparated, but instead of floating upwards, they immediately gets taken into the obelisk in the portal. And the same thing happens as Mr. Blue once again, and you notice he starts glowing again. And a bit of odd kinetic energy seems to be sparking off him. An unknown and yet to be identified phenomenon, as he seems to be brimming with unused power, as he does indeed take 2 swings at another 2 of the current ghosts and does strike them down as well, and they do disintegrate. They do get swarmed in to the thing as well. But that, there are unfortunately 2 left, and one of them is being... No, there would be 3 more. but 2 of them are being taken care of by your big guardian friend who stabs his spear into the ground, and then 2 tree leaves, rather sharp-looking, burst out of the ground and seem to almost, when they impale, it's not like they're trying to hold them, but like they're trying to move them into the portal. And they kind of do. Before they too lose their form and simply evaporate. Only 1 is left that isn't impeded by someone else there to stop them, as they take a swipe, not at the obelisk, but at the edge of the portal, at the arc of the tree.
Okay.
And they unfortunately do connect. And as soon as they do, all the spirits and the pressure, or the seemingly pull and attraction, also halts. And the glowing obelisk power seems to dim and flicker, as all the spirits seem to slowly start becoming less corporeal, less physical, and begin to flicker. You saw that you got roughly half of the amount that seemed to have gathered. There are still some on the outskirts that didn't quite get to the group yet, but that were slowly coming, but they've all also stopped and begun to slowly drift back out. And as you notice that some of them are beginning to drift away, others seem to be staying put. But the swirling, broiling vortex on the top now begins to thicken and swirl and visibly take as it now begins to lower and almost push away the others. And some it almost seems to absorb as it slowly begins to grow and take shape. And it now seems to be making a almost illusionary, almost a ghostly imitation of your guardian, as the eyes now snap open, red and burning, and a loud, unsettling screech is released, as it seems to now take a stance against you, your guardian, and this obelisk. And that's where we'll end it.
Ooh.
Fun.
Okay.
Yeah, has the Guardian been doing anything?
Oh, the Guardian
I
killed
guess-
2.
The-
Well,
Oh,
stopped
right,
doing
right.
it.
The Guardian
Okay.
killed 2, but he seemed to, wait until they got close enough.
Yeah.
If they're close enough, do they automatically get sucked into the portal? Is that what happened?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Okay.
you notice when you attack them, they'd still go unless they became smoke. But once they were in that last little inner circle, if you wiped them out there, the natural suction just appeared.
Vacuums them up.
Yeah, but if they died, then they kind of lost that last bit of pull and they just floated up and just started combining.
Okay.
Well, this has been fun.
Well, that was this one. What'd you guys think?
Interesting combat then.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a whole other combat happening over here that
Yeah.
we'll see what the situation
There was.
is.
I wasn't sure if you guys would even notice. That was a separate little thing, because what you guys just pulled off most definitely got the attention of somebody. And apparently Mr. Red was aware something like that could happen and tried to prepare accordingly.
Good thing you took measures for that, because they're relevant. Yeah, I will also add, because this is one of the reasons Leo wanted additional context, is because we've already done all the things that we were instructed to do, so now we're all just winging it.
I mean, yeah,
Oh
job
yeah, no,
over. You guys complete.
your job was fulfilled the second you let this guy loose, quote unquote, this guardian scream. That was your job. The whole portal spirit thing, that's
That was
I
Kaylin.
don't, that was more Kalen and Mr. Red went to go take care of something with Mr. Purple.
I'm just confused as
and
to why
with-
they needed to hire other people to do this.
I think it's because of like the complexity of the aftermath, maybe.
We shall see.
I don't know.
Well, this has
If things go wrong.
so this may or may not have gotten the attention of certain individuals. So they picked specific people they believed would either sink or swim in this
Redundancy
little bit of an
hires.
endeavor. Yeah, so they'll either get good and survive and get stronger, or they won't.
It won't, and then it's fine.
Looking at you
And
two.
if they won't, the portal to the
Hey.
after.
Characters.
Hey, I got stronger. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you guys. Yeah.
I survived.
Last thing I honestly thought you would do
Love you guys.
was
Love these
go
characters.
against everything I warned you not to do. I'm glad no one
You guys
attacked.
said don't.
That
Yeah, it was don't hurt the tree. She
Don't
wasn't
don't
intending
hurt the
to
tree.
hurt it.
I think he also
Didn't-
did just say don't touch the tree, don't fuck with the tree, I think was his specific wording.
Yeah, well, that was more towards the end. Like the original message was, "Don't hurt the tree in any way."
Don't
It's like,
hurt
you know
the
what?
tree.
For safeties, like just don't fuck with the tree. Don't do anything to the tree. Just leave the tree alone. Focus on the chains and the stones. And I guess she just didn't. She chose.
Did not
option C.
care.
It's a
Fuck with the
guardian,
tree.
though. She
would
wanted
I do
to offer
anyway?
protection.
Also, that is also fair. He didn't say anything about the Guardian.
I mean, Kaylin can
Technically
do a little
true,
bit about it.
but there was no way of knowing if the tree and Will Tree was part of it or not. It may have been something completely. Like, you now know it was.